So when you walk in the front door, there's a series of photographs on the wall, and it says top 10 students. And so for the 3 years of after freshman year, like I was always photographed and put there, even though I never really looked at the image because I really didn't. I just like I actually kind of forgot I was on the wall, and then people would remind me. But if I did look, what I would notice right away is that obviously I was like the only student of color up there. I think by my senior year there was in the freshman class another Asian student who I believe was Hmong on the wall. And so what I want to talk about is just like for being top 10 every year, what happens is at the end, and this is like top 10 of the class rank, right? So the school has between 300 and 400 people per class, and at the end of the year there's this little banquet that happens that nobody knows about unless you're the top 10 student. It's held in the lunchroom, and you're supposed to invite your family and friends, and it's like a celebration where you take pictures afterwards, and it's supposed to be a great time. And so, the first year I went, whatever, was fine. I knew most of the people who were in the top 10. Why? Because all those people were in my AP classes, and even though the school was gigantic, there was just this select group that was in all the AP classes. So like every person there, like I know a lot about them. Like I know about their family, I know about their background. So the first time I was just like, okay, cool, whatever, these people I know. The second time I went, which I think was my junior year, I started getting a little bit spiteful because I was like, oh, there's who cheated on like all of his tests. He would enter the scores into his TI-83 calculator and literally like read them down. And I mean, it's fine as a person, but it was just like, just seeing that, that he's up there getting the top 10. Or I would see there's another girl, who I'm not even gonna say her name because I don't want to start naming names, but she and the person that was right below her, she was like third, and then there was the person that was fourth. Every year they were like lobbying for the same spot. Like they would be like, they were crazy about their test scores. Like literally the difference between like a 97 and like a 98 would be enough to boost your GPA in some way, I guess, or like maybe make it so you could bump up a little bit, because the top 10 is always ranked. There's never a tie, ever. And then by my senior year, it's like we're applying for college. So junior year, I'm already kind of spiteful, but senior year, it's like this really matters, right? Especially for people there that are applying to competitive schools, which there were. People applying to Georgetown, people applying to Harvard, Yale. And thinking about it my senior year, what I really saw is like, you really don't have any chance to mess up if you're in the top 10. And when I say mess up, it's not that you mess up necessarily, it's just something in your life happens. Let's say you don't get the good grade for, once, or let's say you have a bad semester. There's no way you're gonna make it back up there. Because every single semester, it's this like cutthroat competition, and it relies upon having that grade. And so I really saw that class rank, which is the number I'm talking about, is a really false way of measuring intelligence. In some ways it's measuring luck, and in some ways it's measuring who's the most manipulative. Like who goes after class to lobby their teacher to be like, hey, didn't I deserve this 1 point more? And of course the larger problem is the people that never would get into the AP classes are never gonna be in the top 10, because AP classes are weighted, honors classes at high school are weighted to have an extra points, so you actually can't be in the top 10 if you're not in the AP track.